All right, welcome to day number 4 of our sales training for this week in the hospitality community. Today, I'm going to do something a little bit special, and it's the first time I've done anything like this. We have got a guest, and I'm going to quickly introduce Jess, and then I'm going to let her say a few words, and then we're going to crack on with your questions. So I became aware of Jess last year, so 2017, and I quickly am becoming probably one of her super fans. She is amazing. She's done so much for me personally, and now I listen to her weekly podcast. I'm a member of a Facebook group, subscribe to the newsletters, and I'm so excited that I was able to convince her to twist her arm to come into this group this week to teach you. And we're going to go over a few things that you can do to make sure that everybody who calls or emails you can turn it into a booking instead of I'm going to think about it. So I'm going to let Jess introduce herself, and then we're going to crack straight on. So please, Jess, away you go.
I feel like there's a lot of hype there, but I'll try my best. So really excited to be here. It's not something I do that often either, so it's really cool to kind of pop the cherry in the group. That's always nice. I obviously specialize in sales. My focus it in their business using simple sales strategies. So nothing I teach is complicated. It's just designed to be implemented, and that's why obviously Mark has done really well, because instead of just consuming tons of content, he actually does the work required, which means that he gets the results that he wants. So obviously, if you're listening to the training, awesome. If you're actioning the training, even better.
Absolutely. And that's amazing you said that, because day 3, 2, and 1, that's been the message that I've been trying to get across, is that on Tuesday we did how about emailing out an offer to our email list of guests that have stayed with us in the past. And we combine that with a Facebook ads at the same time. And that's gone down really well.
Nice.
So we uploaded the email list to Facebook, and we just basically tried to do the training of being everywhere. So if they missed the Facebook ad, they'll get an email. If they missed the email, they get the Facebook. So that's worked well, and the people that have acted and done that in the group have got great results already. So yeah, that's the main key, is to act.
Perfect.
So today, like I said, we want to get down to the nitty gritty. We want to get down to the phone call, the email, and it'd be great by the end of this little session today if we can have some actionable tips that everybody can go away and use for the next phone call, the next email, booking inquiry. One little caveat I will say is that we're recording this obviously through the internet, and the Wi-Fi on my end has been a little bit shaky today. So if you witness any lags, don't worry. It's not us just freezing. It is just because of the Wi-Fi, but we will crack on regardless. All right, Jess, are you ready?
Absolutely. Hit me.
Okay. So the first thing I'd like to think we should go down would be phone calls. It's what we get a lot of.
Yeah.
We used to get tons of them as hospitality owners maybe 5 years ago, but slowly that is going more to instant bookings and emails. But I thought if we can sort of dissect a phone call and go down that route, that'd be awesome. So obviously you stayed at a hotel before, stayed in a guest house.
Well, yeah, a few, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So you know the route of a conversation may go if you're calling up a business. And I think what we may do, we may talk. Obviously, it may delve into more generalistic, but I think whatever we teach on this, it can be used, obviously, for hospitality. So what would be the first big tip that you could give for anybody watching this to convert a phone call, maybe to a phone call yes?
So this is hospitality specific. Please have somebody who actually does sales answering your calls. Okay, I've called hotels before and people have been like, oh, I'm just the caretaker, or I'm the chef, or I'm the this. And so when you're trying to actually make the booking, it makes it really hard, because I'm like, well, I want to ask about what kind of room I'm going to have, and can you help? And they're like, no, I'll get someone to call you back. And that's by that time, I've called your competitor, because I just want to book the room. So what I'd say is, if you can train all of the rest of your staff to be like, instead of we'll get someone to call you back, but to go and find a person immediately who can actually say, this is the kind of rooms we have, this is the prices, that's going to help you increase your sales. It's a really basic thing. But if you let people go, they will find somewhere else.
Yeah, no, 100%. We're quite lucky in the group that I think there's only maybe a handful of people out of the 600 people that we have in the hospitality community that are part of hotels with staff. I think the majority of the guys watching will be the people picking up the phone, but that is 100%. Yeah, that is one massive thing that I would say for everybody who's watching. I know we've got Tanya down in Southampton with the Blue Keys Hotel.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I know you've got
my
staff.
Local.
That is the local. This
is my local.
Yeah, absolutely, just down the road. And I know that Tanya's got staff there, so that could be a really big one there. There's Matt and Tanya doing that. But yeah, absolutely. I remember that at the Granary, where my family business is, we had a lot of people working, and it was one of the main things is that when the phone went, if it was the chef who answered, that they very, very quickly, if it was accommodation, they got it straight on to us, because it's just like a website. As soon as they leave your website, when they can't find what they're looking for, they're never coming back. And it's the same with that phone call. I think it's another really basic thing would be if you've got a phone and you've got your landline where most people call into, if you've got 3 rings and it goes to voicemail, just extend it. It's a basic thing, but I've done it so many times where you've called a property, it goes to 3 rings and it goes to voicemail. Just extend that to 7 rings, or even better, divert it to it goes straight to your mobile phone. Because if they don't get hold of you, if they can't get hold of you, they'll try once, they may try twice, but if 3 times, they're just going to go to booking.com, which you don't want them to do.
No.
So
no, not at all.
Say they get hold of you on the phone, then what would be some cool little opening questions, or how would you take them down that sort of sales process line in your advice?
So there are a couple of things that you want to be doing, and really you want to be putting the customer at ease initially and letting them know how you deal with these calls, because ultimately when the customer is in control, it puts us on the back foot as salespeople, and it can be really hard to work out what they want, because the customer will think, they'll blurt like a ton of information at you and go, I want this, and then you have to go back and go, okay, well, do you actually have enough people? How much is this going to be? Cost per head, blah, blah, blah. So what you want to do when you have somebody call in is immediately say to them, right, I'm just going to grab my pen. Can I put you on hold for a second? And immediately grab your little post-it note of the things that we're about to go through. You need to take them through. And then pick them back off hold and go, right, just let you know, I'm going to ask a few questions about what it is that you need so that we can, get you booked in as easily and quickly as possible. That immediately puts the customer at ease. They're like, okay, great, perfect. It's going to be easy. It's going to be simple. And that's where you take control of the conversation and you ask them, what is it that you want? When do you want to come? Have you already checked out our website? Is there anything that you've already seen that you like? Knowing that information means that you don't tend to get objections, right? Because what tends to happen when we're asked for information, the more information we're asked for, the more bought in and invested into the process we are.
Absolutely. No.
And they're actually starting to think, they start to think, oh, great, well, this person cares, this person's interested. Yes, I've checked out the website. It looks great. Want to stay in the rooms. They're less likely to want to go to have to go away and have that same process with your competitor. So actually developing that rapport and showing that you're interested in what they want is going to be much easier to avoid the, oh, I'll come back to you later on.
No,
yeah,
absolutely.
do you see what I mean?
Yeah, no, that's great. Keeping it simple, and again, it's just it's like anything. You've got to adopt the KISS theory. So if you keep it simple and you put the person at ease straight away, and just do a little bit of just like, again, set the tone, show the caller that you're in charge. I say, I'm just going to
Yeah.
pop you on hold. I'm going to get a quick note so I can make notes as you go in. And then you can literally, when they are asking you all the questions, you're not frantically looking for a pen. You're not frantically opening up your booking calendar or diary. Yeah. You can just put them to ease straight away. So that's 2 tips. Yeah. So we're going to keep in the line of 3 tips for the phone call. We get to the stage where we've made sure we've answered, got to the right person. We've got our notepad out. We've written down all the questions. You've gone through all of that. So you've matched all their needs. You've given them the price. And it comes the dreaded, I need to chat to the partner about it. Let me have a think about it. Is there anything that you could recommend to have to stop her? I'll think about it, to let's get out my credit card and let's put the booking down.
So there are a couple of things. The first is you need to empathize with people at this point. Yep, completely understand that you want to talk to your partner. Just to make you aware, our rooms do go quickly. So there are no guarantees that when you call back, we would have the same room available or the same rate, you know, and you're not saying it in a sleazy way. It's not like you have to buy now or I'm going to whack the rate up. It's a case of, I just want to be completely honest with you. We do get a lot of bookings. We are in a busy area, or we are a boutique in a rural area. And it means that we do get people who just come up and book because we're the only people, or we're the best known restaurant or whatever. So you go quickly, and it wouldn't guarantee that. The second thing that you want to be doing is saying to them, totally understand. Can I ask, is this really about talking to your partner? Or is there something that we haven't reassured you on today? Are there any other questions that you have to ask that would help you make the decision? That way you open up the conversation with the customer. 98% of the time, it's not about the money. They don't care about the money. Ultimately, if you're going to a wedding and you have to stay next to the venue because you're a bridesmaid, it's really not about the cash. It's about, do they like you? Do they think the rooms are nice? Is the food going to be okay? Is there ample parking? It's that kind of stuff. If they haven't been able to ask those questions, back of the head that's saying, warning, there's a problem. Mm-hmm. So give them that opportunity to say, actually, I just wondered if you did, if we could add 2 people in as friends, or if we could like provisionally book a room for our friends because they want to stay here too, or what the rates are if we bring a dog or something like that. So have that discussion with them and be like, look, is it just about talking to your partner and confirming it, or is there something we haven't covered? The other thing that you want to be looking at is giving them some kind of fast action bonus. Totally fine. Just to let you know, if you want to, before they go, I think, or I need to go away and think about it, you can always say, if you want to book that now, we can give you a free glass of wine at dinner, or we'll give you I'm a real sucker for free things. Most people are in hotels, because otherwise, let's face it, everyone just steals your toiletries. So, you may, if you're going to do something, you may as well give it to them in the first place. Fast action bonuses can work really well in the hospitality industry. So for example, we're going to a wedding in August. We booked, my mother-in-law booked the hotel last year, and she phoned around a whole bunch of different places. And one of them said to her, if you book with us now, we will make sure that we have spaces on the drive for your car and both of your sons' cars. So that we all know that when we're driving up there late at night, we're definitely going to get a parking space, and it's going to be right by the door. So we're not doing a 9-hour drive and then lugging all us. That sold the deal for her. So if you can do anything, champagne at breakfast, parking right next to the door, something for the dog, cot for the kids, whatever, you will find that people go, yeah, that sounds great, because they think they're getting a deal. Ultimately, it's not going to cost, it's not going to give you any more hassle, but it will close it right then and there.
No, 100%. And have it up your sleeve. Don't just go blurting it out straight away. Don't just go, okay, would you like to book? And by the way, I can give you all this. It's like, it's one of them.
We can give you this too.
No, but that's absolutely key.
Yeah. And also think about, if they are, if they're kind of like, no, it is just like my partner's paying for it, so I have to go and get a problem. if he can get back to us within the next hour, we'll honor that fast action bonus for you.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, that way you're confirming it, and it gives you a reason to follow up with that person via email. So if it's coming up to like 40 minutes or something, you've promised an hour's wait, you can then email them and be like, hey, just to let you know, your partner hasn't called us yet. Let us know if you'd like us to hold that room for you. And it gives you another reason and another touch point, and they start to think, oh, actually this hotel wants us to stay there.
Mm-hmm. No, you're absolutely right. Yeah, if you can get that information on the phone, or even if it's just a text, if you get the mobile number and it's just like, I'll give you a text in 40 minutes if we haven't heard back from you. And again, you're right. It's the reason why, and I say this all the time, the reason why people come and stay in independent guest houses and independently owned hotels instead of the faceless organizations like the Hiltons and the Marriotts and the travel lodges is because of the personal touch. They want to have the experience, which is why Airbnb is growing massively, is because people want something a little bit different. And if you're going to do something a little bit extra to get the booking, as in, 90% of the time, if they honestly have to chat to somebody else, if you just say, listen, if it's okay with you, I'll drop you a text in 45 minutes, set a reminder on your phone so you know that you do it. So, because obviously as soon as that phone goes down, real world takes over and you've got everything else that you need to do. But if you can just do that, then that could be the difference between, say, a £400 booking or a £200 commission that's going to have to go to booking.com, but because that's where they will go if you don't act, they will go to the big OTAs and you will have
directly
to pay commission. Yeah.
And the other thing you want to be thinking about is on that phone call, extra tip, rather than going, can I take your phone number and we'll give you a call in 45 minutes, whatever, at the beginning of the call, when they first start the conversation, just say, just in case we get disconnected, can I take the best number for you?
Yeah, that's a good one.
That way, you've already got the number. So at the end of the call, you go, okay, cool. If your partner hasn't got in touch in 45 minutes, I'll drop you a message. Mm-hmm. And at that point, you've got the number. There's no permission there. They're not going sleazy. They're going, yeah, okay, fine. Like the number's already there.
I do it all the time when I call like BT or whoever. They always say, just in case the phone drops, give me your mobile. I'm like, oh yeah, sound, that's really nice. Thank you, Mr. Man from I don't know who's calling me. And now here's my number. Here's all my details. Here's my bank number. Just do it.
I did it with the car sales people this morning. They were like, just to let you know, like if the line does drop out, we can call you straight back. What's your mobile number? And I'm like, oh yeah, this. I'm thinking, that's great. Yeah, cheers. I'm like, now I'm going to get calls every 5 minutes about, are you coming in today to buy your car?
Yeah, absolutely. By the way, we've got this car. It's very clever. Yeah. I like that. Amazing. So that's a massive tip. Please write that down. So I think we've smashed the phone call. So now when the phone rings tomorrow, I want everybody to be doing these tips. Let's go into what is becoming more common. And this is email requests. And then after that, we'll quickly touch Facebook. But Facebook and email is a little bit different because Facebook's more instant. An email request comes in and it's, for example, somebody emails saying, I'm looking for July this weekend. Do you have availability? There's not much context behind it. Yeah. It's literally is, hi, my name is Katie, I'm looking to stay with you for a wedding on the 23rd of July for 3 nights. Do you have availability? How would you bridge that response, seeing that it's an email and it's not a Facebook or a phone call?
Do you know what I do? Is on your website, on the form that they have to fill out, the contact form, get them to put their phone number in. So that actually, instead of, just seeing my name's Katie, I'm looking for these dates, you can give them a call and be like, hi, Katie, just got your email. Because again, we're looking for the personal touch from independence, right? That's why we're going there. Yes, we want the availability, but also we want to know, that the person's nice, that the guest house is going to be nice. Giving them a call and just leaving them a voicemail, if they're not on the other end, and saying, hi, it's so-and-so from XYZ B&B, just received your email. I'm going to come back to you with availability, but I'd also love to know about other guests and things like that. If you'd like to give me a call back, here's my number. And we can chat about it. If you do get them on the call. You know, I'm Mark, just taking an opportunity to introduce myself, got your email. Usually we take a couple of more details. Is it okay if I just run through those with you? We can get you booked in.
I like that.
Really chatty, really casual.
It's funny, and I don't know if this is a generational thing or just maybe it's a British thing, but I feel that we're very scared to get on the phone. So for those who don't know, I run a family farm stay guest house with my mum and dad and my wife. So yeah, all the best for me. When I was working more closely with my mum doing the business, the phone number would be there, but she would 90% of the time want to email, not jump on the phone. And it's not because she didn't have the time, it's because she didn't want to do the sales route. But I think like Jess said just then, what stands us out and what stands out successful independent properties from the rest is it's those that show that personal touch, who pick up the phone and have a conversation. And those who do that, you'll definitely start to turn more bookers. But most importantly, not only will it be a booking, but you'll have less cancellations because you're showing that personal touch. People will be more invested in your stay than just being a place that they've booked in Southampton or Scarborough or Torquay for the weekend. We've booked with Mark at the Granary. You know, it has that personal touch. Amazing. So would you advise the same or a Facebook message, or just to get them on the phone as soon as possible? Or is Facebook and instant messaging a little bit different in your opinion?
Facebook and instant messaging is a little bit different because it's the social generation. And actually, you know, like you're saying, it is a generational thing. Older people like to be on the phone because they can talk to a real human, they can ask questions, they can do that. The text generation hate it. You know, my boyfriend would rather stick pins in his eyes. He had to call me yesterday about the car, and he phoned me and went, last time I didn't call you and something was wrong, you were really upset. So I'm calling you because of that. And I was like, great, this is now the most uncomfortable conversation ever. You know, that generation, unless you have been in cold calling or sales or something, they don't like to. But what they do like is instant feedback. So what I would do is set up an automated message on your Facebook Messenger that lets them know their inquiry is there. So you can do this using ManyChat, you know, or chatbot, whatever it is. And so you can basically set it up so that when somebody sends an inquiry to your business page, it immediately goes back with a reply that says, great, you know, really excited to discuss your booking. Would you like to book, you know, would you like to chat via phone? Yes or no? And they can click yes, and great, gives you, you know, they input their phone number and you can call them, or they click no and you go, it's here to save you time. Let's look at availability. And you go through a little automated sequence until somebody can step in live. Because sometimes we're away from phones. You know, I don't even have Facebook Messenger on my phone anymore. But having that chatbot there that just says, hey, your message has been received. Someone's going to call you back within an hour. Please leave your number. Perfect. Or, great, here's the availability that we have. Here's how you book. And takes them through it automated is perfect. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, 100%. And it's so cool that you've just spoken about a Facebook chatbot, because everybody watching in here, that is going to be the training next month. It's going to be talking about how to set it up, because it's so new. And I reckon 99.9% of the people watching this and are part of this community will not have heard of a chatbot or even set up one for themselves. I've created one for Boostly, and I'm getting people to interact with it right now as a test, because next month, in the training site, I'm going to be showing everybody how to set it up and just have a simple sequence, like you said. So instead of a message coming, because everybody right now can go on their Facebook page and set up an automated response, but it's just one. And it's normally, hey, how you doing? Yes. We don't get a chance to check our Facebook messages every now and again, but please call, boom, 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 boom. But if you can just do something a little bit more and add in a chatbot, and as far as I know, it's free or very minimal amount a month to have one. just have a very simple sequence is, do you want to speak on the phone? Do you want to book? Because then you can send them straight to your booking page. And then if you're really switched on and you've got a FAQ page on your website, then if they just say, have you got a question, just direct them to there, or just get someone to jump on a phone, and you're ticking off all boxes. And that is so easy to set up. And if anybody's watching this who wants to get that, then that's going to be the training in the Boothly training site next month.
Definitely do it. Honestly, chatbots have made a huge difference to my business because, like I say, I deleted Facebook Messenger from my phone. And business pages and stuff, people they want to connect with you and they just want to talk. Having the chatbot there that just says, hey, I'm not Jess, but brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I get people who go, oh, your chatbot's really good fun. And I'm like, yeah, thanks. You can send them little videos on it. You can do lots of different things, but the best thing to do is just start with keeping it simple. Have something, like Mark says, take them to the phone, take them to the booking, take them to the FAQs, and you're done. And you're not having to do anything unless the customer says, yes, I want to talk to you.
Yeah, neither human.
Other than that, it's all being dealt with.
And the main thing is, and you're going to get this a lot, everybody watching, and I've had it today. I had an email and a phone call from a company offering to set this service up for me for a ridiculously huge amount for the granary, because they just did a cold email came through. So I'm going to show you next month how you can do this for free or practically no money at all, so you don't then get tempted by these companies that are cold calling you to spend all the monies. But Jess, that was amazing. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome. And like I say, honestly, if you guys are not in the Boothly community yet, make sure you go and do the chatbot training. Make sure you get in there, because those are going to be the future. If you take nothing else away from this training, make sure you go and learn about chatbots, because they are going to be the future of certainly Facebook bookings, and they'll make your life a lot easier. So if Mark's teaching that, go and grab it.
Amazing. Jess, if anybody wants to come and chat to you or find out about you or buy your new book, plug, where could they go and do that? You feel free now to just give them all the links, or what's the best way of reaching out to you, just to say thank you for today, and if they want to find out.
Honestly, just join the Facebook group. It's called the Smart Leaders Sales Society on Facebook, and I'm sure I can whack Mark a link and he can give it to anyone that needs it. He's in there anyway. But come and do that. Join the group if you want any, knowledge about sales. We're in there doing live trainings once a week, and you can come and binge on all things sales.
That's amazing. Thank you so much. That was really good. I really enjoyed it.
You're welcome.
Expect a load of people, a load of hoteliers and hospitality people and rental owners to suddenly appear in the Smart Leaders Sell Facebook group.